gamers, it's Professor Meg here, and welcome back to the Boardvengers. So today I thought it would be really fun just to tell you about the games I've been playing this summer. There are a lot of games that we can recommend on this channel. A lot are new, some are old, and this is a fair mix. Actually, none of these are new. There's a new expansion and that's it. One of them, I don't know how old they are. But either way, I just thought it would be fun to tell you what I am playing the absolute most. So these are the 3 games that I played the most this summer. I had a wonderful time every single time. I love all 3 of these games with my little teeny tiny heart. So I just wanted to share them with you all. The first one I'm going to mention is a game that is beloved across the board game universe. But I'm still surprised on my Instagram that I hear not everyone has heard of it yet. It is Dune Imperium. I feel like I have not been able to shut up about this game for a very long time. So the beginning of summer, I actually got to teach it at a learn and play at my local game store. After that, I got to go visit Devon from Devon Talks Tabletop, and I got to play it at his house. After that, I got to teach it to Roberto of Shear Boardom, another Boardvenger, and I got to teach it to him for his birthday. And then after that, after all of that, I got my butt kicked by Alex Radcliffe of Board Game Co. on a live play. So I have been playing this game a ton. I absolutely love deck building. One of the first games I got into the hobby with was Ascension, and this is a deck builder at heart with worker placement where you're doing different actions, basically trying to get prestige with different factions, as well as battling in a combat arena. I've played it pretty differently all summer, which is really fun. I've tried to make sure I choose a different person to be every time. You have different player power boards where you can do different abilities with your signet ring. I've tried different ones, and I have to say I really love this baby. Now the expansion I mentioned was for Dune. So I have Dune: The Rise of Ix. This changes the game a little bit. It adds an extra tile that you lay over the board that can give you different actions throughout the game. One of them is that you can buy upgrade tiles. Another one is that you can buy these things that are, goodness, I forget what they're called now, but they're extra warships that you get to put into combat. So you can definitely get a bit stronger with combat, and you can find different ways to win that aren't necessarily tied to being the most prestigious with the factions, which was really fun. Check out the play with Alex because it was really interesting how that game went. It was very cool that I had never seen it unfold like that before. And especially teaching this to new players, it is a longer game. It's, I would say, medium weight-ish, but it's not too hard to grasp the concept. And it's one of those things that I love about deck builders, that you start off with a pretty manageable starting hand. And after that, it grows and it grows, and you start making combinations that by the time you're at the end of the game, it just feels so satisfying. So Dune Imperium, definitely check this one out if you haven't. If you've been on the fence about it, ask me anything, but I'm really loving this one, and I'd love to talk about it more. I don't know about you guys, but I think to me and Nuka this seems a little boring. I usually like doing top lists when I'm not sure what to do for a Boardvengers video, but I feel like this would just be more interesting if I had another Boardvengers video to watch. What do you think, Nuka? Should we look for another Boardvengers video? Well, let's see. I've been talking with our friends at the Boardvengers recently. And could they have something for me? What's this? A Google Drive video from McKay. This might be interesting. Nuka, let's check it out.
Let's talk about my top 3 games of the summer now. There are various reasons why these.
That's the video I did.
Oh my gosh, this one's heavy. Istanbul. Not a new game. It was one of the German Game of the Year some years back. I was introduced to this game by my sister, and I will say it is one of the first games to surprise me in a very long time. Even playing Lost Ruins of Arnak and Dune Imperium, which have gotten a lot of heat lately. A lot of press lately. Istanbul was truly surprising, and I can't exactly put my hand on why. It was just good, and I loved it. And so this one makes the list because it truly impressed me. I don't know if I had really low expectations or what, but Istanbul, and I will note, I have only ever played with all of the expansions. So not sure if that will affect anybody's decision. This is the big box, has everything in it. But Istanbul blew my mind. Just a great game. Now, I've played Mystic Vale for a long time, and you've probably heard me talk about it. I decided to get the physical versions. Most of what I've played Mystic Vale previously has been in the app, which is still great. It's a great adaptation. But this summer, I decided to get the physical version, and it's been great to play physically. Not only does it have a good nature, a wholesome, like uplifting theme that is just feels like summer, it's just a good game. And I've introduced it to several people this summer. All of them have enjoyed it. So it's just been a really fulfilling one to get back to to get to the table, since I've really only played it digitally. So Mystic Vale has been a great one to revisit and remind myself how good it is. And finally, let's go with one of my favorite games that just gets played a lot, and that's Can't Stop. Summer's interesting because there are so many things in summer that you could be doing that sitting down and playing a game actually sometimes doesn't happen as much as you want it to. In the winter, you're shut in. It's natural to be itching to play a game, but Can't Stop it plays quickly enough that we can just pull it out, play a game, plays just as well as 2 as it does at 4. Just a quality game that never fails to deliver. And I will note this is the Korean version because it's better. Those are my 3 games that have kind of defined my summer, and I'm actually really excited to move into fall, get back to like soup season and just warm indoors, cozy nights, playing games. I don't know, it all just sounds so good right now. Not to mention PAX Unplugged is coming, so if you're going to be at PAX Unplugged, let us know. The Boardvengers will actually have a really strong presence there, and we can't wait to see you.
The Boardvengers will be at PAX Unplugged, and I absolutely cannot wait. That is so exciting. I'm so glad that we had McKay's top 3 too. Let's check out my number 2 next. So another game that I have loved this summer, it has probably been my personal mega game of the summer, is this cute little game, Rolling Realms. Rolling Realms is by Stonemaier Games, and this is a roll and write. So what you do in Rolling Realms, I'm just going to open it up because this one's really easy to explain and show off. But you are rolling 2 dice. Okay. There are 3 rounds. Within each round, you have 3 different cards, which are different worlds that you're playing in. You'll roll 2 dice, you'll do that 9 times, and you'll use those different numbers to allocate into the different mini puzzles on each card to try to score as best as you can. There are also resources that you can gain that kind of change things, and you can help change your dice later. And basically, you have 27 different rolls of 2 die, which would be, 54 different numbers to write across 9 different cards and score as best as you can. So, for an example, and this is the cute part, this is where we're going to get real cute on you. These are all different board games. So each world in Rolling Realms is a world where here's Charterstone, this is the Charterstone card, and here's Viticulture. So if you want to play the Viticulture puzzle, it's right here for you. There's Wingspan, Tapestry, My Little Scythe, so there are a bunch of Stonemaier games, but at Gen Con I picked up an expansion which has Libertalia, Rolling Realms, which is a Stonemaier game, and Libertalia, but also Terra Mystica. So they're bringing in other board games, and I haven't gotten to try these. I'll explain why in a second, but I haven't gotten to try these expansion ones yet, and I am so excited to do it. But the reason I've played this game so much, the reason I'm just so into it right now, is that there is a solo mode. I'm not a huge solo game player, but I've been traveling a ton, and I love playing games. So I don't like not being able to play games. I can usually find someone to play with me, but on planes, I was completely alone. So this was absolutely perfect to bring with me. It fit in a wallet that all you need is 1 set of cards-ish. There are a couple else that you need to grab that you'll see in the rules. But basically you need to have a stack of cards, you need to have score sheets, extra score sheets for the final round, and the mini golf cards, which I think I might have tucked them away because of how much mini golf I did. But there are the mini golf cards which kind of walk you through all of the rules of what you need to do for their solo mode, which is mini golf. So it's this cute little mini golf card, and on the other side is my score sheet. And I have played through this twice now on planes. I played through on hard first. Par is 36, and I got a 31. And in easy, I guess it either way it's 36 for all of them. It's just that the harder ones have harder rules that you have to hit. But on on normal, I got a 23. Okay? Paris 36 and I got a 23. I'm pretty great with dice. There are quite a few that did get me really tripped up. Some of Parts was very hard for me, and Holywood, if you guys have played. Both of those took me a decent amount of time. I had Part 3 and Part 4. But it's this little mini puzzle that you can go through and play with yourself. It changes the rules of the different rounds, so if it's a game that you like, it adds fun twists to it. I had a blast. I had so much fun playing this. It made plane rides go by so quickly. I was like, finding when they were telling us to put our tray tables up, I was getting kind of upset because I was like, I just want to finish this round. I'm so close. I'm going to get it this time. So this is Rolling Realms. It's very affordable. I'll put up on the screen here how much it is and maybe a link for it. But it is very, very affordable for the amount of fun that it is. I play this one over and over. It's something you can travel with. You can take anywhere. It's still engaging. I really, really loved Rolling Realms this summer. It was probably out of all of these the one I played the most this summer, especially with me. And it meant a lot. It meant a lot, especially with how much traveling I've been doing. I have been doing a lot of traveling, and I am so excited to be home now. I'm finally getting to edit back at my own place, and I feel like this video is fine. It is what it is. We have McKay's input, but I wonder if another Boardvenger also played some games they enjoyed this summer. I feel like they did, so I feel like I should shout out and see. Oh, what is this? I actually have another video from another Boardvenger. This is Roberto. Let's see what he has to say.
My top 3 games of the summer. Can't believe summer's done. School's in session. No more 10-hour game days. Just kidding. We're definitely having 10-hour game days. But top 3 games this summer. My number 3. The first time I played this third game, which is Scout by Oink Games, or published by Oink Games. Publisher is Kai Kajino. I was on a lake. Someone introduced me to Scout, and we played Scout for what felt like hours, just hanging out, summer sun beating down on us, the lake noises all around us, and we're just playing a ton of Scout. Now in Scout, you distribute the cards out, kind of like War, and then you look at them, and once you pick them up and they're in your hand, you can't move them to create runs or sets. You have to decide what part of the card or what side of the card you want to use based on the top side, or you can flip them and look at the other side. So if I start the game with a single 2, a 3 beat a 2, a 4 will beat a 3, so on and so forth until you get into double cards. If you get into double cards, whatever set is higher, so if I play 2 2s, 2 3s will beat that, so on and so forth. A run of 1 2 3 will beat doubles. In that sense, 1 2 3 will beat 2 2s, but 3 3s will beat 1 2 3. Now, if you can't play a card from your hand, then you scout. You grab a card from either or, and that's when you're able to place that anywhere in your hand. And that's the only time you can kind of manipulate your hand. It's super fun, and the end of the game is triggered when you go a full round and no one, or the person that played the active hand, goes back to that person because everyone had to scout because they couldn't beat the hand. So there are times where I've done 1 2 3 4 5 6 or 5 5s or something like that, and everyone had to scout because they couldn't beat my hand, and that was the end of the round. In Scout, it's done by dollar bills. So depending on how many dollar bills you have at the end of the game, which are shown by tokens in the back of the cards, that's how you get your victory points. But if you have any cards left in your hand, that's negative victory points. And at the end of however many people are playing that many rounds, if there's 3 players, it goes to 3 rounds. At the end of 3 rounds, whoever has the most points or money wins. Number 2, Marvel Dice Throne. I don't even think I have to say any more about this. I talk about my Marvel Dice Throne all the time. It's one of my favorite games. We got it. When did we get it? We got it sometime this year whenever it was fulfilled. It was hot out. We cracked that open and played again for hours just on the couch. We have these awesome trays that we are able to play Dice Throne on the trays, and it just makes it a little bit more of a travel or more accessible instead of being on or at the table. And we just randomly drew. We did Loki versus Thor. We did Scarlet Witch versus Doctor Strange. We did Black Panther versus who did Black Panther versus Spider-Man, so on and so forth, and they're just dripping with so much strategy and so much fun. I love Dice Throne. But back to how do you even play this? Well, it's Battle Yahtzee. You have dice, you roll some dice, it's best of 3, and you activate symbols on the dice based off of the player abilities or a large or small straight. And then you deal damage back and forth until someone is out of HP. And my number 1 pick, Framework, published by Pegasus Spiel and designed by Uwe Rosenberg. Framework. So accessible. It plays in about half hour, 40 minutes. On your turn, you draft out tiles, player count +1, so in a 4-player game, you draft out 5 tiles. I pick a tile, next person picks a tile, so on and so forth, and I get the last tile. So you're starting to build out a network of tiles that have frames on them and have little dots with numbers. So as soon as, let's say, there's a 2 green and you have 2 green frames attached to that one tile, you're able to put a player token on that tile because you had 2 green frames next to the 2 green, so that fulfills. Game ends, so you keep playing the game until the game ends, and the game ends by the last person to put a token out of their player bag into their area, and the game ends immediately. I've taught this game a lot. Everyone that I've taught it to absolutely loves it, and we play several times in a row. Oh no, my light went out.
This is editing, Meg, but I noticed his light went out.
Anyway,
I noticed that happen as it happened.
In the summer. Until next time, happy gaming.
Well, with that lovely note, I'm glad that we had an entry from Roberto too. I feel like with 2 entries from Boardvengers, this is enough of a video, so let's roll on to my number 3 and see what it is. My 3rd game that I've played the most this summer, are we surprised? I'm actually really surprised. I didn't think I was going to get back to this. I thought when we had our final battle, that was our final battle until Frosthaven came, but my most played game was this baby, Gloomhaven. Not most played, one of my top 3 favorite played. Gloomhaven. I have been playing Gloomhaven again. I've been playing Gloomhaven Digital over on Twitch, and it has been so nice just to come back to this game. It is so satisfying and feels so good, and especially with the attack modifier cards, you can still have really bad turns. You can have something that you feel is so powerful that you've got this, you can do it, and then you can't. And I think even that is really fun, that it makes it a lot trickier than you think. You never feel overpowered, but you still feel like you're putting the puzzle together. Like I said, you feel like you know what your turn should be, but you're just not able to make it happen, which I think is exciting. I have been having an absolute blast with this. My Brute is at level 8. I got my Brute to level 9 last time. He is very, very close to level 9 now. I feel so honored that I'm able to do it again. But the thing I want to talk to you guys about is I've been playing it digitally. This is my first time playing through Gloomhaven Digital, and I have been enjoying it. I think I prefer physical Gloomhaven if you're someone that is open to playing with that much management and a big, it does take up a lot of space on your table. It is a lot to learn, where you have to really learn the rules for this one, although if you make mistakes, no one's there to tell you. But I think I prefer physical in-person Gloomhaven. That being said, I've been playing it a lot more often because it's digital. It's so much easier to set up and to reset, and even to be able to find times to play where we don't have to be meeting or doing anything like that. It has been a lot easier to table, which makes me very happy. So I think that if Alex were here, then I would be wanting to play physical Gloomhaven, but I am so happy to have the digital version. And I'm still learning rules mistakes that I didn't know before. I'm going to have to do a video at some point on clarification of rules that I found in Gloomhaven that I just completely missed, because there are still a few, even just certain healing things I was making harder on myself. It's really funny how that is. So I do like it for that I'm learning a lot of the rules. So if you're interested in Gloomhaven, I usually recommend picking up Jaws of the Lion. Jaws of the Lion is the prequel to Gloomhaven, but it was made after Gloomhaven, so it's a lot easier to read through the rules. It's set up better to introduce you to the game. They definitely learned from what they needed to, and it takes out a few things from full-on Gloomhaven that makes it just a little bit more manageable to go through a shorter story. That being said, very affordable. Gloomhaven Digital is also very affordable. So if you're someone who would rather dive into the full base game, but you want something that's a little bit easier of a price point to get into it and learn it, there is Gloomhaven Digital now. So I'm just happy that it's an option. I'm still playing it. I'm going through it, but I cannot wait for Frosthaven to get here. That's pretty much all I'm thinking about. What's this? I got a clip from Devon, but Devon's not a Boardvenger, is he? How did he even know about this? I guess let's just see what this clip is. Top 3 of summer.
Devon here, or should I say Devon Talks Tabletop, or should I say maybe one of the Boardvengers? So I shall now from here on be known as my alter ego, Tabletopper. That's the coolest superhero name I could think of off the fly. I have a cape. It gets me into hairy situations when I go through revolving doors and airplane jet turbines, but for the most part, it's flashy, it's sexy, and everybody loves it. I'm here to share with you my top 3 games of the summer. And so these are not games that necessarily came out in the summer, but these are just my top games that I've enjoyed this summer. I would have to say that absolutely number 1 is probably Crokinole. I had the opportunity to play with Jeremy Tracy, who is the creator of the board that I have at my house. He's the creator of the tournament regulated, like tournament approved Crokinole boards that they use for the Crokinole Association. I don't know the name of it. I can't remember it right now, but it's like the National Crokinole Association, maybe like the NCA or something like that. Or maybe the WCA, the World Crokinole Association. I've kind of lost the thread of the entire video right now. You guys aren't here anymore, so I'm just talking into the ether. But I'll go ahead and keep doing that. So anyways, I had the opportunity to play with him, and we played doubles, we played singles, and we played on a new 5-hole variant board. So we just got to play a bunch of different versions and variants of Crokinole. I had an absolute blast, and since then I've kind of had the energy to play it a few more times at my house when friends have come over. It's just been a great, enjoyable, I love Crokinole so much. I could play that for hours. It is a blast, and that is definitely at the top for me for the summer is playing Crokinole. I absolutely adore it. And relish any time that I was going to say revel, but that doesn't make any sense. Relish any opportunity I have to play Crokinole. So Crokinole's number 1. Number 2 is going to be an oldie, Forbidden Stars. And I had the opportunity to introduce it to Max from Table Knots and Kyle King from Foster the Meeple at Origins. We went back to Kyle's house, and I taught them the game, and it really did something for me. It verified or validated how much I enjoy that game, because previous to that, it had been a while since I'd gotten to the table, and I was like, is this still like my top game? Is this still one of my favorite experiences in board gaming or in tabletop games? And that definitely reassured me that yes, I was right. That game's amazing. And now I have the expansion that's come in, and I've upgraded some components for it, and I've ordered the minis that are being produced, I believe in Greece, from an Etsy store owner. I can't wait to jump into those 4 other factions, and I feel like all things are good in the world. I like a special shout out to Space Hulk Death Angel, which is right there, because I've played that a couple times this summer too and really enjoyed it. Had a great time. Also, Corey Koniecka, maybe? I think I say Konitskia, but I'm pretty sure that's just wrong. I think it's Koniecka. Anyways, number 1, Crokinole. Number 2, Forbidden Stars. And number 3, a game that I haven't even played this summer. That I haven't even played in like probably close to a year or something. Oathsworn. And I'm just going to use this sexy art book to say that this is for Oathsworn. I have not played this game since it's been delivered because I've been traveling a bunch and I haven't really had much time on my schedule. I would love to crack this thing open and play it. Oh my goodness. I read through the rule book one time when I was up in Cleveland when I thought we were going to play it up there. But I have played this game before on TTS with the designer, Jamie Jolly. It was one of my favorite experiences on TTS. And so even though I have not played this game this summer, it's 100% on my top games of the summer. Because why not? Nothing says balmy skies, sun-soaked beach, and a nice refreshing pina colada like the murky deep woods where giant rats and all hosts of dangers threaten to wipe out the free company, the Oathsworn members. Yeah, like absolutely. It so fits the mood. It so fits the mood, and I cannot wait to table this thing. So number 3 is a feisty, a funky, a chunky Oathsworn from Shadowborn Games, who I am having the delightful opportunity to help demo in October. So I got to get this thing tabled this month, so I am ready for the demo table. Oh, I can't wait. I genuinely cannot wait. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited, I just can't hide it. Thanks for, watching this part of the clip. It was probably, in terms of quality, deep low rankings. I would say, you got like S tier and A tier and all that stuff. This is deep low rankings for where I am spliced into this video. But I'm just grateful that you guys are here, I'm just so grateful that you're here and that you've come to see the origin story of Tabletopper, because he's got a lot of love to give to this city, and all those criminals better watch out, because when we assemble, we are not going to get revenge, we are going to get avenge on the boards. That's the outro, right? That's the outro we all agreed on. Meg.
Yes?
Was that the outro I was supposed to do?
I think it was fine.
Bye.
Bye. That has been 3 games that I have been absolutely loving this summer. They're all very different and different price points, so I hope one of these does interest you. If you have games that you've been loving this summer, please let me know down in the comments below, because I would love to check out some new games this fall. I'll be traveling again, so especially if you guys have any games that are very fun for traveling, please let me know. I'm very interested in that. And I'm Professor Meg. We have been the Boardvengers, and we will see you next week. Bye!